You walk into a big electronics store in 2025, and it feels like you've entered a spaceship hangar filled with glowing portals. Walls lined with TVs so bright they could wake the neighbors 3 houses down. Ultra this, quantum that. Some pixel wizardry nobody's gonna remember 6 months from now. Welcome to the Great Distraction. See the problem? Most of these TVs are built to look good for 30 seconds. Not 3 years. You're getting distracted by demos running perfect lighting and preloaded nature videos. Try watching Netflix in your living room on a Wednesday night with the lights off, and suddenly, that magic is gone. So today, we're cutting through all the showroom tricks. These are the 10 TVs actually worth buying in 2025. No fluff, just the brands that last, look good, and feel right. Ranked for real-world buyers, the ones who actually care about quality, not just jargon. Let's get into it. Number 10. Sharp, the resurrected contender. Yep, that Sharp. You probably haven't thought about them much since the 2000s, but in 2025 they're quietly slipping back into the game. The Sharp Aquos XLED 1000 just dropped this year, and honestly, it's a lot better than expected. The mini LED tech here gives you great local dimming, and the peak brightness hits over 1500 nits, enough to pop off even during the day. Colors? Surprisingly vivid. Black levels? Not OLED, but decent enough for movie nights. But Sharp's real ace is the build. This thing is solid. No wobbly plastic stands, no weird corners cut. One viewer told us, "Had my Aquos for 8 months now. Not a single issue, and the panel still looks brand new. I was nervous buying a Sharp in 2025. Not anymore." Is it perfect? No. Some users mentioned laggy interface issues. The Android TV is still a bit rough on certain models. But if you're watching movies, sports, or just regular cable, you'll barely notice. Look, it's not gonna beat LG or Sony. But for people who want just show me a reliable TV that doesn't suck, Sharp is back with something worth looking at. Number 9. JVC, the underdog, growing teeth. Wait, JVC? Yeah, seriously. For years, JVC was more known for audio gear than screens. But this year, that started to change, especially in their Japanese domestic market, where quality control still means something. The new JVC Fire TV Edition models, especially the QLED series Q71, are getting attention for being more than just another cheap Amazon bundle. Real talk? The panel is actually decent. Not mind-blowing, but for under-the-radar pricing, it's giving Samsung's low-end Q60 series a real challenge. Contrast isn't mind-melting, and the viewing angles drop off a bit. Still, you get Dolby Vision, HDR10+, and a clean interface for casual, everyday viewing. Imagine a TV you don't have to babysit. Set it up once and just forget it. Don't expect miracles, but one buyer DM'd, "Got the Q71 for my mom. She finally stopped complaining." Sometimes that's the real test. Number 8. RCA. Wait, what year is this? I know what you're thinking. RCA? What is this, 1993? But wait, there's one sleeper hit this year. RCA's latest 4K smart TV, the X7120U, randomly showed up in a bunch of warehouse stores, and people started noticing. It's basic, but it's surprisingly well built. That's because RCA's new panels are being black labeled from the same factories that build for TCL's older lines. Yep, shared hardware, different badge. One owner who emailed us said, "Compared the RCA X720U with my cousin's aging TCL 6 series and, honest truth, picture quality was 90% the same. Spent half as much." RCA right now isn't aiming for flagship. They're squeezing every cent for buyers who want a garage TV, a basement setup, or a solid backup screen. Bad news? The speakers are laughable. Get a soundbar, trust me. And the remote? Might be time traveling from 2008. Still, For buyers who hate overpaying, RCA's new stuff is a quiet win. Number 7. Skyworth, the quiet innovator from China. Ever heard of Skyworth? No? Get ready. This brand plans to own more shelf space in 2025 than you realize. Their top-tier SUE9600 OLED model is low-key one of the best OLED deals outside the usual LG as Sony names. Black levels are deep, super deep. People compare it to LG's C2 series at a much cheaper cost bracket. But that's not even the wild part. Skyworth's AI PQ engine adjusts tone mapping in real time. It doesn't quite match Sony's magic, but for the price, it's shockingly smooth. One user in Singapore messaged, "Skyworth was a gamble. Now it's the centerpiece of my setup." Build quality is still a bit of a gamble. We've seen reports of brightness drift after 6 months on some cheaper models. But stick to the flagship line and you're in good hands. And their remote? Finally, someone figured out ergonomics. It's comfy, easy, no triple menu layering, no Netflix autoplay noise bomb blasts. Ugh, that alone deserves recognition. Number 6. Grundig, the German dark horse. Did someone squeak open a vault from the past? Yeah, Grundig is back too. Mostly making waves in Europe right now, but word's spreading fast. The Grundig Vision 8 OLED? It's this year's quiet luxury model. Sharp lines, sleek aluminum build, and you can feel the weight, like a premium product actually made with care. Yes, the picture quality is stunning. Rich warm tones, solid 4K upscaling, and edge-to-edge clarity that makes streaming shows look theatrical. But the real surprise? Their sound. Built-in front-firing speakers tuned with their long-standing audio division. One guy from Austria said something that stuck with me. I returned my Samsung QLED because Grundig's sound just filled my room in a way I didn't expect. Imagine that. Not needing to buy a $300 soundbar just to hear dialogue. Like it's 2006 again, in a good way. Only downside? Not easy to get in North America right now. But if you're traveling or shopping sites like Amazon Europe, keep an eye out. Grundig might pull off the quietest comeback of the year. Number 5. Hisense, the budget brand going ballistic. If 2019 Hisense was like buying mystery meat, then 2025 Hisense is a full-course meal with sides, dessert, and maybe a free drink if you're lucky. The Hisense U8N is nothing short of a beast. That's not hype. It's just factual. Picture this. 20,500 nits of brightness. Full array local dimming. 144 Hz refresh rate. Dolby Vision IQ. And it doesn't just claim these specs, it delivers. You fire up an HDR movie on this thing and suddenly your living room feels like an IMAX theater. It's emotional. No, seriously, people message us with reactions like, "Never thought I'd cry during a Planet Earth rerun. But here we are. My U8N made elephants look like gods." Do you get some quirks? Yep. Build quality still has its plastic moments. Customer service can feel like throwing your phone into a canyon. But performance-wise, you're getting Samsung-tier results without the Samsung-tier attitude. And for the gamers, 144 Hz VRR Dolby gaming features built in. Lag is minimal, motion is smooth, and screen tearing is history. The U7N, a notch below, is also worth checking out. Less crazy specs, but still a great panel for mixed usage and shaded rooms. Hisense right now is like that fighter who came out of nowhere and just started knocking out big names. Don't sleep on them. Number 4. TCL, the brand that grew up fast. Man, There was a time when TCL was for people who just wanted a big screen on a tiny budget. Dorm room history, right? But in 2025, TCL is genuinely elite. The QM8 Mini LED, it's turning heads, and rightfully so. We're talking about 2,000 plus nits of brightness, impressive contrast control, excellent local dimming zones, and damn near flagship-level calibration out of the box. One guy wrote in, "My dad's Samsung Q90 is mad jealous. He keeps asking, 'Wait, how much did you pay again?'" It's the kind of value that messes with your expectations in the best way. Even their older 6 Series models, like the R655, still hold up well. If you're a movie lover, sports watcher, or casual gamer, these displays flex. Bright, rich color, low lag, and support for almost every major HDR format. Now let's get real. It's not perfect. Sound is meh. Build finish is okay. And some models have had bugs in the past, particularly with software updates. But the gap between TCL and luxury brands like Samsung or LG, smaller than you think. One reviewer said it best. "My TCL cost me a fraction of my friend's Sony, and I still like my picture more. It shouldn't be this good, but it is." TCL's no longer the cheap option. It's the smart one. Number 3, Samsung. Still dazzling, still kinda ridiculous. Ah, Samsung, the Vegas lights of the TV aisle. You know you're going to look, even if you're not buying. Their TVs basically glow on the shelves. Walk into a store and boom, 10 Samsung panels blinding you from every direction with insane brightness. And let's give credit where it's due. Samsung's QN90D NeoQLED is near the top of the game. It's not OLED, but sometimes doesn't matter. Mini LED backlighting, Quantum HDR 2000, 120 Hz refresh, a screen that looks like it's floating, wrapped in a razor-thin frame. That anti-glare coating? It's black magic. You could be watching with a window behind you during sunrise and still see vivid contrast. That's not easy to do. Gaming-wise, it's killer. Responsive, fast, and every HDMI 2.1 feature is supported. VRR, ALLM, 4K 120 Hz, it's all there. Someone messaged us from Phoenix. Had a house party, put the UFC fight on the QN90. Half the room legit thought I was streaming it from some studio feed. Shickles, Samsung knows how to flex. Here's the thing, you don't always get soul. These TVs often feel like tech, not cinema. The homepage has ads. You spend over $1,000 and it's still trying to sell you a Taylor Swift documentary you didn't ask for. That's the trade-off. You're buying top-tier performance, but it comes with some corporate seasoning. Still, as long as you ignore their budget TU-CU series, which are mostly ad delivery boxes pretending to be TVs, Samsung's higher-end screens in 2025 deliver real brightness, clarity, and speed. Not the deepest, not the most emotional, but absolutely one of the brightest players on the field right now. Number 2, Sony. The art house classic still winning Oscars. Sony doesn't chase trends, they chase craft. Their flagship A95L QD OLED is hands down one of the most cinematic experiences you can get in a living room. This is movie lovers' territory, where the image feels pure, intentional, almost directed. And a lot of that comes from Sony's secret sauce, the color and motion processing, Cognitive XR processor. It's spooky smart. Adjusts color, tone, and contrast based on how the human eye reacts to scenes. A reviewer joked, "It's like watching TV with Spielberg whispering, 'No, make that sky just a touch bluer.'" That sounds extra, but once you see it, you'll get it. Skin tones look real, not sunburned. Shadows don't hide details. Explosions glow, but don't blur. And motion smoothing feels like water, not soap opera soup. If you've got a dark living room and love 4K content, The A95L makes streaming look like film. Black levels are basically OLED gospel, and Sony's OLED panels now hold up brilliantly even in brighter rooms. Yes, they're expensive. The A95L regularly punches well into multi-$1,000 territory, depending on your size of choice. But there's also the X90L and A80K if you're trying to aim slightly lower. Same brain, slightly toned down specs. Only real downside? Sony menus still feel a little, 2017? And audio is okay, not amazing. Soundbar almost required. But let's be honest, if visual storytelling matters, if every frame counts, Sony is still the one with the most heart. Number 1. LG, still the king of OLEDs. It's kind of wild, right? After all these years, LG is still sitting quietly on the throne like a ruler who doesn't feel the need to shout. Because when your name is synonymous with OLED, you don't have to do much. Just keep being excellent. The new LG G4 OLED Evo in 2025. It's the kind of TV that makes all other TVs look like they're trying too hard. This thing is ridiculously good. Here's why. First off, self-lit pixels. Not edge-lit, not backlit. Every pixel lights up on its own. That means perfect blacks, zero blooming, infinite contrast, gorgeous highlights, and a sense of dimension regular LED just can't fake. You turn off the lights, load up Dune Part 2, and you're not watching a TV. You're in there, floating through space with Timothy and Zendaya. And don't get me started on color accuracy. LG's new Alpha 11 processor doesn't just show you red, it shows you the correct red. Film-grade tones, no weird warm cast, no goofy saturation tricks. Someone who upgraded from a mid-range QLED left this comment. LG C3 made me mad. I didn't realize how bad my old TV was until now. My wife told me to stop rewinding scenes just to stare at reflections on glass. She's not wrong. Gamers, you're covered. 120 Hz, VRR, G-Sync, FreeSync, HDMI 2.1 across all ports, and input lag so low you feel the clicks before you even touch the button. The G4 steps it up compared to the C3 with higher brightness, better heat dissipation, and a more aggressive image tuning profile. Punchier HDR without going nuclear. Some of you like the cleaner looks of the C3 better. Quieter, more relaxed contrast. Either way, LG wins. Now the OLED elephant in the room. Burn-in. Yeah, it's still technically a thing, but with pixel shift, logo detection, screensavers, and automatic brightness management, it's mostly a solved problem now, unless you're leaving CNN on 24 hours a day. Please don't do that. WebOS is smooth and more customizable this year too. Fewer ads, more flexibility. Not perfect, but finally feels intuitive, not annoying. Bottom line, LG isn't trying to wow you with blinds you with blue lighting like other brands. It wows you in silence. Picture-wise, the G4 is what other companies are trying to catch up to. But hey, maybe you're thinking, okay, these sound amazing, but 2K Plus isn't happening. Totally fair. So let's shift the lens for a bit. Who's delivering great screens for the rest of us? Real value, without sacrificing quality. We went deep, and we found them. Element, the American budget surprise. Wait, Element? Yeah, the same brand you see on the bottom shelf at Target. But 2025 comes with surprises. And Element's 4K Q7 QLED is actually not a joke. You get a decently bright panel, quantum dot color support, HDR that's serviceable, Fire TV built in, and for once, the remote doesn't feel like it came from a vending machine. Someone on Reddit said, "Got this on a Black Friday panic buy. Low expectations. Holy crap, it's actually watchable." Look, Element isn't going to hit you with Dolby Vision IQ or chase cinematic accuracy. But if you want okay picture quality, decent apps, And something reliable for the office, kitchen, or small bedroom? This thing holds its own. Ugh, the speakers are garbage though. Fix that with a budget soundbar and you're golden. Don't expect miracles, but in the right setup, could pass for something twice the price. Bonus mention: Loewe, Germany's premium secret, if you can find it. Now this one's for the design nerds. The folks who obsess over cable management and display bezels and want a TV that blends into an artfully curated living space. Loewe's I.77 DR Plus OLED is more than a screen. It's a sculpture. Every inch feels deliberate, from the brushed aluminum backplate to the way the soundbar seamlessly tucks beneath the panel. You walk past one in a gallery-style home, and you don't just look, you pause. Sound-wise, phenomenal. Front-facing integrated bar that lifts cinema-level dialogue and has no business sounding that good out of the box. OLED panel powered by LG, but software measuring and processing is done entirely in-house. Also stores recordings directly on its internal hard drive. Built like a tank, built to last. The downside? Very hard to find outside of Germany and parts of Europe. And when you do, availability's limited. But yeah, in the conversation for most beautiful TVs ever made. Does it make our top 10? Not quite, because of reach and practicality. But if we're talking about aspirational display experiences, this one's high on the list. Hold up, you're probably wondering, all right, this all sounds amazing. But when I walk into Costco or Best Buy, how do I actually know which one to get? Real question. So here's a quick gut check. If you want movie magic, pure cinematic jaw drops, perfect contrast, natural motion, go Sony or LG OLED. If you want max brightness and punchy sports/demo wow, Samsung NeoQLED or Hisense U8N. If you want premium feel with middle-tier price, TCL QM8 or Sony X90L. On a tight budget but still want reliable picture? Check out TCL 6 Series, Toshiba C350, or even that oddball Sharp entry. Design conscious and feeling fancy? Loewe if you can find it. There's no one-size-fits-all. And the best TV is kind of a myth. It's really about the best for you TV. Your room matters. Your habits matter. Your eyes matter. All this TV wars stuff, it's fun. But all you really want is a TV that makes you stop mid-scene. Not because something exploded, but because the shadows were beautiful. That's what we're hunting. That real glow. The screens that don't just show you the movie. They pull you into it.